How's it guys, Munash here, and today we have an Abyss of Legends Killmonger solo with War Machine. So I finally decided to do something with the buffed War Machine, and I thought this would be a pretty good showcase of some of his utility and also just how good his damage per hit is. Cause it is pretty good since he has a one-hit heavy attack. So I used two of his pre-fights here because why not? I mean, it's the only fight I'm going to use him for and there aren't any other tech champs. And after winning a fight, you get one back, plus an additional one for each hero in your team. And my team is full of heroes, so I'm gonna get back more than I even began with. But the only one that will actually make a difference here is the skirmish one, which will increase your attack by 15%, well, up to 15% based on your armor rating. It also increases debuff duration by 20%, excluding stun debuffs. But I didn't apply any other debuffs besides the armor breaks, which can be refreshed. Okay, so I just rewatched this fight and I realized that the pre-fights I used did nothing for him, so I guess they bugged. Although I think they work for other tech champs, so just keep that in mind. So that's pretty much all you need going into this fight, and then once you're in it, the first thing you want to do is apply that first armor break. So you just want to build to the special 2, and I try to avoid hitting him while he has the vibranium armor, just to avoid taking too much reverberation damage. Then once I have 2 bars of power, I throw the special 2, which applies an armor break. And now I won't have to worry about vibranium armor ever again, cause that armor break lasts for 30 seconds, which is more than enough time to get to 2 bars of power. And even if it wasn't, you can also refresh it with the heavy attack, which refreshes all debuffs except for stuns. It does have a 20-second cooldown to refresh debuffs, but with a 30-second armor break, that is plenty of time, so it's not stressful at all. So this means that you only need to use 2 special 2s in this fight, since the armor breaks cap at 2. Then you're gonna wanna start using special 3s because that'll give you a Fury passive to increase your attack by 60% and an additional Fury for each armor break on the opponent. So you'll get back 3 Furies, which totals to an attack increase of 4,892 as a rank 3 6-star, or just 180%. So that is a pretty big attack increase. I mean, that's almost at the level of Fury's Fury. Then after the special 3, he will be stunned for quite some time. So generally, you want to make sure that his power is fairly low before you use the special 3. Because after that, you can just go in and drop combos, throw some heavy attacks or whatever. So in terms of maximizing damage per hit, you generally want to stick to parry heavy and just throw special 3s because that counts as 1 hit, even though it actually has like 10,000, and you get a pretty big attack increase from the Furies. Now in this fight I was a little bit more lenient in terms of maximizing damage per hit. I was mostly doing parry medium heavy, and then after the special 3 I would sometimes drop regular combos. Because when you have those Furies you do a lot more damage anyway, and I wanted to get more hits in before it expires. So usually it would expire just before my next special 3 is ready. And the fight was a bit close in terms of how many hits I had left at the end, but I knew I would get him down because I was already familiar with War Machine's reach, cause this is not the first Abyss fight I've tried him on. Last week, just after he got buffed, I actually tried him against Abyss Green Goblin. And he did alright in that fight, although not as good as I was hoping he would, so I just didn't feel like showcasing it. He got him down in, or he would have gotten him down in 2 revives had I carried on. But it's just such a long, boring and annoying fight with his special animations that I didn't feel like reviving after taking him down to 65% in the first fight. But yeah, he can work for that fight as well. Might not be the best counter, but a pretty good alternative if you don't have Nick Fury or Magneto. So back to maximizing damage per hit, I just didn't do it very strictly because it's quite boring just doing strict parry heavy throughout the fight. Fortunately, the rank 3 can still solo it. If you're using a 5-star or rank 2 6-star, then you might need to do max damage per hit, like parry heavy and only parry heavy and then special 3. Or just boost or run suicides because you only need to use 2 special 2s in this fight, so that's only 10% recoil damage. And I finished this fight with 80% health left, so it's a very comfortable fight in terms of health loss. This is definitely the easiest time I've ever had fighting Abyss Killmonger. I remember when I soloed him with Magneto, the fight was much longer and much more difficult because it's a lot more stressful just trying to maintain the armor break, so you just tend to take more block damage. Also, War Machine has an indefinite armor buff which might be a little bit underrated in this fight, because it is helping to mitigate block damage as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. War Machine is a pretty good counter for this fight and he makes it pretty simple as well. He might even be the easiest champ to use who can actually solo this fight. So that's gonna be it from me. Hope you guys found this interesting, and as always, thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.